Hello, cruisers. Meg here from Bite Size Cruises, and today I want to talk to you about Taste of Royal and if it's worth it. Taste of Royal is $29.99 a person. It is a 4-course fixed menu, and the great thing about it is that it's kind of like a sample pack of some of Royal's top restaurants. You can even try things from restaurants that might not be on board your ship. So for example, I did Taste of Royal on Oasis, but I was able to sample items from Hooked and Wonderland, two restaurants that are not on board Oasis, along with items from Chops Grill and 150 Central Park. Up first was our signature cocktail from Hooked, which was a St. Peter's Spritzer. It had St. Germain elderflower, Aperol, fresh lemon, and topped with Prosecco, I believe. Out of the gate, it was absolutely delicious, and it was a very pretty color, which I can appreciate from my drinks. You get that from the orange Aperol. And I tend to be someone who doesn't like super sweet drinks or super fruity drinks. So I can appreciate the Aperol or something a little bit more bitter, like the fresh lemon. But overall, I will say that this drink wasn't super sweet or super bitter. It fell somewhere in the middle. It was nice and refreshing. It was a great way to start the meal. I also like that while we were having our cocktail, they served my favorite bread that Oasis, or I guess any Royal Caribbean ship, can have, which is the 150 Central Park bread. It comes in a little loaf where you can pull pieces apart, and it has this warm buttery garlic and herbs on top of it. So that was delicious. And while we were enjoying our bread and our cocktail, the chef came out and told us what to expect from the menu today, how he was going to be making everything. And that really, I thought, was a nice touch. It just elevated the whole event. So we started off on a really good note. I would say the drink was probably an 8 out of 10. And the bread is, again, I'm just obsessed. So 10 out of 10. John from our team swears up and down that Jamie's Italian has the best bread. And I've technically never had that, so I can't speak to it. But I can just say I am deeply committed to this bread. It is just delicious. The first official course was from Wonderland, and it was the Citrus of the Seas Tuna Tartare, I believe it's called. And I have to say, this is what I was the most excited about. I cannot wait to try Wonderland. I should get to try it this December, and I'm over the moon about it. But one of the reasons I want to try a Wonderland restaurant so much is you hear how they take these really great flavors, but then they kind of play with the textures and the presentations, and it's supposed to be kind of funky. And I will say that the tuna tartare was incredible, absolutely phenomenal. I am a big seafood fan. Obviously, if you're not a huge seafood person, this might not be for you, but I love seafood. The taste was great. The only thing I will say is that it came out in just a very standard presentation. And I did this with John, and he has had the tuna tartare from Wonderland earlier this year. And it's presented in a really kind of unique, cool way. So I really wish that they would have done that on this ship, but I also understand that with Wonderland not being one of their restaurants, they might not be trained in that or have the proper tools to do that. So it is very much a first world problem that, my delicious tuna tartare was not presented in a crazy way. It was still very pretty on my plate. Overall, I will give it a 9 out of 10. It was absolutely delicious. Second course was Giovanni's Table. It was the mascarpone and crab meat risotto. Absolutely delicious. I mean, is there such a thing as bad risotto? It's definitely one of my favorite foods. It makes me think of your favorite fall sweater, just warm and comforting and delicious. And this risotto was no different. Obviously, it still had the seafood in it, which I'm a big fan of. And it also had some other good things like peas, and there might have been carrots, I think. It was absolutely delicious. It was also a really good portion size. It was pretty standard, pretty big. But I would give that a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. Third course was Chops Grill with the filet mignon and the jumbo spicy shrimp and asparagus. If you follow our channel or have watched any of our videos about food, you know that we are huge Chops fans, and this was no different. They always cook your steak to perfection. I order mine medium rare, and it comes out perfectly. I will say that I normally order the petite filet, and this was a full-size filet for lunch with the shrimp. So I did start to get pretty full and had a little bit of trouble finishing it. But as far as taste goes, it was phenomenal, great. 10 out of 10, as always, when it comes to Chops. Fourth course was probably the star of the show. It was 150's fried cheesecake with Nutella, whipped cream, and caramel popcorn. this dessert. If you are not a sweet person, if you are a complete sweet person, please, please go try this cheesecake as a favor to me. It is just incredible. I don't know. It's when I hear cheesecake, you expect a wedge of cheesecake, and this is anything but. You get these little balls. It has the fried dough, and then you break into it, and it's got this warm, creamy cheesecake in it. It has the perfect amount of Nutella drizzled over it with the whipped cream, and then the caramel popcorn is just so fun and fits with it so well. It is definitely one of my favorite things to eat. I would say it is right under that amazing bread that I talked about earlier. So, nothing but healthy things over here. But yeah, 10 out of 10, can't recommend it enough. Everybody should go try it. Additionally, you can do a wine flight with pairings for each course for $19.99 a person when you do Taste of Royal. We chose not to do it this time just because we already had the drink package and we were doing Chef's Table already, which you got so much wine for. But I would love to hear from someone who did do the wine flight, if you liked the wine, if you thought it paired well, a little bit of everything. You tell me all about it. So drop it in the comment section if you've done it. And if nobody's done it, maybe that will be enough of a reason for us to go do it again and try the wine. Pretty much overall, I thought this was so worth it. I mean, it was pretty much $30 a person, which is what you would pay when you go out to eat. And it was 4 courses of really good food from great restaurants. You got to sample a little bit of everything, especially if you don't want to eat out at any of the specialty restaurants or pay for it. This is a great way to try things. I'm guessing that their idea was that you would try it and then you could go to that restaurant and eat more, but you are getting like their main Starlight thing from each one, which is nice. I thought you got an incredible large amount of food. When we left, we were so full, definitely don't need to eat dinner afterwards. I will say that some people brought their kids, and it's your vacation and they're your kids, so do whatever you want. I am not telling anybody how to raise their kids or enjoy their vacation, but it is a fixed menu. And a lot of the kids weren't eating what it was brought out, so they were asking for chicken fingers and things like that. And it does take place in 150 Central Park. Like I said, the chef comes out and talks to you. It's very much an adult event, an elevated event. My recommendation would be if your child has a diverse palate, eats a lot of different things, sure, bring them along. The more the merrier. But if your kid is not really going to want to eat things like tuna tartare or steak, leave them out of this one. It's a lunch. You're not going to be gone that long. Go enjoy it yourself. Have some adult time. Drink the wine if you want. That's my advice. Overall, I think it is great. It was definitely worth the money. I would definitely do it again. It was absolutely delicious. Tell me more about what you think. Would you do it? Have you done it? What do you think about it? Let me know. As always, I really appreciate you watching, and let me know if there's any videos you would like to hear about or any things you would like to do. We have a cruise coming up. It's on NCL next month. We're going to Bermuda for doing an overnight, and we're going to go do an overnight on Orlando and go check out Epcot. So let me know what you think, your thoughts are. Have a great day.